What is going on, people? Terry here from Blunt Trips, and it's awfully windy out here today, so hopefully you can hear me. But today we're going to hit up 80's. It's a 70s and 80s toy store, and we're going to go check it out and see what they got. So let's get started. She's just getting opened up here at 80's here in Denver. What's going on, people? I opened the door and I was shocked how much stuff there actually was inside this place. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here in Denver. Just getting out of jiu-jitsu. I always love Saturday mornings, get jiu-jitsu class with the family. But still kind of waking up myself here. That's my favorite show. I actually got a tattoo of him.
Oh, that's awesome. That's hilarious. I've been wanting to go back and watch it. As an adult, because I've heard like the humor's pretty.
I'm trying to think. One of them has it free. One of the free services.
Yeah, someone was telling me that. I kind of watched it as a kid, but as a little kid, I was kind of angry. I didn't like him because he ate cats. And I like cats. So I had a very biased opinion about him as a child. So.
That was actually my favorite one. A lot of my comedy I learned from
My
him.
brother loved it. My brother watched him all the time. And anyways, but I've been like, I need to go back and watch it as an adult. Because I heard it's good, just witty.
I heard that voice. I was like, oh, Alf. Now, you're part owner of this, correct?
Yes.
Is it you and your husband?
Yeah, fiance.
Fiance, okay. Because I seen him actually in the TV interview when I first heard about this place.
Yeah.
And I had sent him an email. He responded and said, yeah, come on in. That was back in, I want to say, December.
Okay.
And I got so busy with my schedule, I didn't get to make it down here, but I was determined to get this place.
Yeah. Well, December is just crazy. I mean, that's just such a busy time for everybody.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask, and I don't want to pry too much, did you guys how do you acquire this, from like eBay, or?
No, so we try to purchase as local as possible. So
Oh.
We only sell locally. We do not sell online or on eBay.
I seen that. I looked.
Yeah, and so we really do try to purchase as local as possible. So, a lot of times it's people bringing stuff in or reaching out to us. We've definitely picked up a little momentum. I mean, we've been here for, 9.5 years.
Oh, wow.
So we picked up some momentum there, but we also spend a lot of time, on different, Facebook groups and,
Okay.
and that. So now some stuff like the trading cards, those we do have to get from online sources just because we would never find those locally.
One of the things I came here for today was your garbage pail kids. I seen you guys did have some.
We do have some.
Oh, I'm gonna grab me at least one pack today.
Yeah.
I told my girlfriend, I was like, I'm only gonna bring so much money because I know I'll go in here and spend every bit I got.
Yeah, there's just a lot.
This store's actually way bigger than I thought. Your pictures online don't do it justice.
Yeah. Well, and part of the reason, it's funny because we, one of the reasons we stick to just being local, well, number one, so we don't have to deal with the headache of
Shipping?
Yes. And all that stuff. But we just feel like this is kind of an experience. It's a little more than just your collectible store. We want it to be an experience.
Yeah.
And so.
This is fantastic. This has got more toys in it than your average toy store.
Yeah.
This took a long time to collect.
Well, it did, and the crazy thing is, like, its inventory changes pretty frequently, just depending on what we get our hands on, or sell or don't sell, Like, for instance, we just got our hands on someone's giant Garfield collection, so we have this ridiculous amount of Garfield right now.
I had this 4-foot Alf doll. Speaking of Alf, my daughter was supposed to hold it for me when I moved from Florida. I didn't get gone 1 month, and she told me she got rid of it. I was like, "Are you serious?"
No.
And I only paid $3 for it at a Goodwill.
Wow, that's crazy.
Where's Waldo? Wow, you guys got so much in here. Is that store over there, the other nostalgia store, does that belong to you too?
No.
Okay.
No. So they do mostly clothing.
Okay. I saw that and I said, oh, that's probably the same owners.
Yeah, no, they do clothing over there. So we don't really, when we initially opened, we did have some clothing, but we don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, it's harder to find stuff.
It is, and you're dealing with like sizes.
Yeah. And then you got to worry if it's real at that when you get to like Nikes and stuff.
Yeah. Sanitizer just if you need it. Just limit contact with merchandise, but have fun. Holler if you need it. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming in.
I just did an 80's episode 2 days ago and I had Howard the Duck in that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just did one about 80's language, slang.
Oh, interesting.
And it had Howard the Duck in it.
That's hilarious. I remember Howard the Duck, I remember watching as a kid, once again, and thinking like, I don't know, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I should watch
The Howard the Duck, yeah, it was a little, it really wasn't for kids, but you don't realize it as a kid.
Right, exactly. I didn't even try it. I just went to my account to do it.
Wow, even the way they have everything set up and displayed, the candy and stuff is so 80s looking. The cards, everything looks just like it did in the 80s.
Straight torture.
Wow, just to think that these toys have been around for 40, 50 years. Some of them even longer. They have some in here that are even older than the 70s. These packs of cards all still have the gum in them. These are all original packs. Got a bunch of strawberry shortcake. That was another big item for girls. And it had its own cartoon even in the 80s. Wow, original trolls. Look at them. This place just has everything. Every Barbie, He-Man, G.I. Joe, just every toy you could think of. You know, a lot of toys before the 80s were actually made of either wood or metal. It was in the 80s they switched over to making a lot of toys in plastic. You know, when I called here yesterday to verify it was okay to come in and record, they told me it does get busy, so I raced down here to get here as soon as they open. And it's only been open for a few minutes, and this place is getting packed. They weren't kidding how busy it gets. I'm trying to keep everybody off camera at the same time, out of respect, and get this whole store.
I think everybody. I did. Okay, so you came in. Nice. Yeah, that's great.
We just got done with jiu-jitsu here on Saturday morning, and I got Raven and Casey over here next door at a coffee shop. I was only expecting to be in here 10 minutes. I did not know it was this packed in here. And not just with people, with product, all these toys and posters, and just so much stuff. I could spend an easy 2 hours in here and probably still wouldn't cover this place in detail.
I will not even.
Well, you're fine. You're fine. I didn't mean to disturb you. Sorry about that.
Wow, max headroom.
You know, we had.
So what's your favorite toy? Leave me some comments down there. Tell me what your favorite toy is from the 70s and 80s. Now, if you didn't hear her earlier when I asked her, they don't sell any of the products online. They keep it local, buying and selling, trading. But they do have a website. Be sure to check that out, and I'll include a link to it here in this video. There's some very old school posters in here. You know, I have been asked before how awkward it is to film when people are in the same location where I'm filming. And in the beginning, it was a little awkward, you know, doing restaurants, walking right up to the window. But I've gotten used to it now. You know, I also wear a channel t-shirt with my channel's name on it. Sometimes I wear a badge. So people know what I'm in here doing. And a lot of times they stay out of my way. If you've noticed, why I have tried to keep people off the video in here, at the same time, everybody's kind of stayed behind me and looking at stuff and kind of stayed out of the way. So I've gotten used to it. It doesn't bother me so much now. There's some pound puppies. How many of you remember the pound puppies from the early 80s? How many of you had a pound puppy? Some of this stuff is worth a fortune, but I'm looking at the prices, and the prices here are super low compared to what I've seen a lot of these items go for. And I'll give you an example at the end of the video, because I've already seen an item that I'm going to buy that I've noticed in this store is less than half price of what I've seen it for on Amazon. There's an OG Papa Smurf and some Smurfs. We got some really vintage dolls in here. I can't believe some of the items that this guy has collected over the years. Care Bears. There's even a Smokey the Bear. Smoke Coke products. The Care Bears were actually pretty huge in the early 80s. I had a sister, and so I got to see toys from both boys and girls, what was huge. And behind the Couch Patch Kids, I think the Care Bears were the next biggest girl toy in the 80s.
I like never really. Well, I collected stuff, but then we're very much like a purging family. Like we don't hold on to things. Like to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, like that would have been so nice to have.
Had the Planters Peanut there. I believe they've killed that character off. If not, I know there was plans to kill off that character. I'm not sure if they went through with it or not because some event came up. I believe it was even COVID at the time. But there's the Planters Peanut. There's another Alf picture. Man, if I'd do it without getting in trouble, I'd snap up everything he has of Alf in here. Huge Alf fan. Just loved that show growing up. A lot of my comedy and humor I got growing up based off of watching that show, actually. This must be that large collection of Garfield stuff she was telling me about.
They're like baby,
Hopefully you guys can see everything pretty good. Doesn't matter how good of a camera you have. At the end of the day, no camera would do this store justice. There's just so much in here. You could literally spend hours just trying to get detailed on each shelf and every picture on the wall. But hopefully everything's coming out pretty detailed enough where you guys can see some of this vintage toys and items that they have.
You made that up.
I mean, it just seems like an appropriate thing that you would be doing.
Around this, I don't distract him at all. This is the last strip now.
There's a lot.
You ain't kidding. Yeah, I just didn't want to distract anybody in here.
Now, this store has been featured on the local news as well as many, many channels here on YouTube.
Do you have those here?
I know I saw one yesterday. So that right. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so like they like roll and they fold up into a ball. Yeah.
I know everybody's seen those marble magnets and wondering what those had to do with the 80s. Marbles was actually huge in the 80s. I was a smoker for, I want to say, 28 years before I finally quit. But marble was huge. They had a movie, Harley Davidson and Marble Man. Marbles were just big. Marble had a point system back in the 80s where you collect points off the side of the box and you can get some pretty cool prizes. But that's what the marble has to do with the 80s, Marble cigarettes. I about got this whole store. There's a few spots over there where there's people actually looking right now, waiting to cover real quick. But for the most part, I've got the perimeter of this store. Often when people think of 80s stores, everybody thinks of Slobby Robbie. But I'm gonna be real with you. When I opened the door to walk in here, I was shocked. I did not expect this much product on their sales floor. I walked up in here thinking, oh, I'm just gonna widescreen this. I'll be done in 10 minutes. If I spent an hour here doing it in detail, I would not be able to cover everything the store has. This is just amazing how much 80s and 70s products they have on the sales floor. I'm sitting here shocked. If you ever hit the Denver area and you're into 80s and 70s toys and nostalgic stuff, you definitely got to put this store on your list. I was not expecting to see this much in this store. Just walking through here, so much memories. But I came in here with the intention of buying something, and after walking just the perimeter of this store, there's a few things I want to leave here with, but I made a promise and a commitment to only buy one thing and a budget to myself. So now I'm sitting here and I'm debating in my head which item I'm going to buy. But whatever it is, I'm going to compare a price with what I find it for online just to show you, because each of the items I've looked at that I'm interested in are considerably lower in price here at this store than I found on places like Amazon or eBay. And there's a few items that I've been searching for years and waiting for a better price. And this guy's just got it. He's got the items in stock, and he's got prices more than half off of what I'm finding it for online.
Yeah, so just like on the street. No eaters. I left it there, so hopefully I can just keep it.
I think that's going to about wrap it up for me here at 5280s here in Denver, though. These people were really cool. Tony and Dee Dee were awesome when I called and asked if I could record in this location. They were all about it. So if you're in the Denver area, you even want to come by just to get pictures of some of this nostalgic stuff they got, be sure to do so. And while you're out here, be sure to pick up a cool 80s toy. After all, some of these items you may not find anywhere else in the country or the planet for that matter. As of this point, they don't sell any of these items online, and that's how their policy's been for the 9 years that they've been in business. But they do have a website, and I will be sure to include that address on this video.
Earth Spirit.
Or okay, yeah. So
And do they still sell the caps for this guy? I know, like, you can go to
yeah,
They
yeah,
still
they
sell
do.
those over
Yeah, they're just like, I think you can even grab them.
I came in here expecting to buy something from like the Garbage Pail Kids. That's what I was going to do, a Garbage Pail item. But this item right here, he's got for $58, and I see it on. I've been watching it for years now, and it's going for $120 on Amazon. So I think that's the item I'm going to go end up leaving here with. Alright, I think I've been in these people's way long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and bounce from this store. But don't forget, at the very end of this video, I will show you which item I ended up buying, as well as a price comparison of what I find it for online. And go ahead and leave me some comments. Tell me your favorite toy growing up from the 70s and 80s. But until next time, you all stay cool.
What is going on? Just got done at 5280s, and of course I couldn't go in there without buying something. So I just spent $60 on this Elf doll. Because I had some before and they got lost over the years. Believe it or not, I had even a 4-foot one that I paid like $4 for at Goodwill like 15, 20 years ago. But it got lost. But anyways, it got me another one for 60 bucks. And I'm going to add this to my collection. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Had fun at 5280s, but it's time to get rolling.